Hi guys, it's Saturday and that means it's time to get busy. Originally I had hoped to be back in the water by now, but there's good reason that didn't end up happening, and we'll get back to that in just a few minutes. You might be able to hear a humming sound in the background. The humming sound is this hot air gun. I've been applying heat to this big blob of thickened resin for the better part of 12 hours now. It's not terribly hot, it's only 42 degrees Celsius. But I would kind of have expected this dampness down here by the cracks to be gone, but yeah, I don't know. I'll continue to apply heat and yeah, we'll see. Oh yeah, and I'm not wearing glasses. A couple of days ago I went in to see a movie and it was only showing in 3D, and I really hate having those 3D glasses on top of my regular glasses, so I popped in some contacts. This is how my prop blades looked yesterday. I've started polishing them using this stuff, and they're still not perfect, but they look a heck of a lot better than they did yesterday. Now, why would I bother with polishing the prop blades? Well, someone told me that if they're polished, barnacles won't settle on them as quickly, so that's worth a try. And also, I need to remove the prop anyways, because my cutlass bearing here, it's got some play in it, so that'll need to be replaced. Of course, I could attempt to replace that cutlass bearing myself, but I've never done that before, so I might mess something up that would keep me from going back into the water. And I really want to get back into the water, so instead I've opted to have a guy come and replace it for me, and hopefully I'll be around. That way I can learn how to do it, and I can fix it myself next time. So, what will I be doing today? Well, I'll attempt to take care of the gel coat. This thing should make that job a little bit easier. Before I get to play with my new toy, there's a couple of things we need to get done. I'll give the decks another good scrubbing. The reason I use this stuff for cleaning the decks this time is that this apparently contains a bit of wax that's supposed to help protect the surface, but I'm just going by what the clerk told me and what it says here on the bottle, so hey. Whoops, I got a little bit carried away there. I was so excited to get to play with my new toy that I forgot to shoot any video, and I've actually already taken care of the starboard side of the boat. Oh my god, check out the gorgeous boat there in the background. Wow. Oh, anyway, this is the stuff I've been using. I use this stuff in combination with my brand new toy, and it isn't a rubbing compound, but it sure does a great job of getting rid of any discolorations or stuff like that on the gel coat. And then once I've wiped the surface clean, I use this stuff, which is supposed to protect the gel coat. And this stuff is actually very viscous, but apparently this is supposed to be enough. So to me it seems like a little bit of magic, but that's what the clerk said. Of course, I still have the entire port side to take care of. My intention isn't to have Obelix looking like a brand new boat, because there are way too many little dinks and stuff I need to fix first, but it sure is nice to see she cleans up good. Working with this stuff doesn't really require the use of this machine, but it sure made the job easier than doing it the Karate Kid way, and I will need this machine next year. Before I'm done cleaning the freeboard, I'd better just take a peek under here. Oh, there you can see how Obelix looked before I got her up on the hard. Imagine her with a fresh coat of bottom paint. Not too shabby. Well, let's get back to the elephant in the room. Of course, it's gotta be a pretty tiny elephant to fit in this room. Of course, this is the elephant in the room. Now, there's still a little bit of dampness down there. I've spoken to two separate shipwrights, and they both agree that this is not a big issue. It could become a big issue, but right now, in my case, this isn't a big issue. They both recommended that I paint this blob with a 2-part epoxy primer. That'll keep water out, and it'll still allow me to keep tabs on what's happening. And they also recommended that I keep water off the top of it, and I've got a plan for that. My mast is hollow all the way to the top, and I can't really think of a good way of sealing it up without introducing other issues. Because I can't think of a good way to seal up the mast, I'll continue to have water running down the inside of it, and that water will end up here. Right now, water would enter the bilge through this tiny hole right here, but unfortunately this means it winds up directly on top of that big blob of thickened resin. As you can see, there is a bit of a gap between the cabin sole and the big blob of thickened resin,
And the little light you see there in the middle, that's the hole. Oh, and if anybody's wondering, this is the state of the mast step truss.
I have this, which I think I'll be able to modify so that I don't have standing water on top of that big blob of thickened resin. There's about 3 centimeters worth of clearance between the cabin sole and the big blob of thickened resin. I think that'll do nicely. I'm sure you guys have figured it out. My plan is to take this, align it with the hole, glue it in place, and attach a hose to this. That way I can have the rainwater go wherever I want to. I'll try getting this to adhere in place using some Sikaflex, but there isn't much room down there, so I think I'll apply the Sikaflex to this through this hole. Okay, that was a little bit fiddly. Everything is held in place with my knife, and I think there's enough Sikaflex in there to seal it up, but yeah, we'll see. Now I just need to do a bit of cleanup here. Oh man, I just spent an hour tearing through the boat looking for this little guy. This is the clamshell vent cover for the chain locker. When I finally found it, I also found out I don't have any screws that I can actually use to mount this with. So yeah, this goes on the list for tomorrow. If everything goes according to plan, the guy that's going to be replacing the cutlass bearing will swing by the boat on Tuesday, I think. If that happens, I'll probably be back in the water sometime by Thursday, I think. So yeah, please cross your fingers. Okay guys, to be absolutely honest, I am knackered, so I'm gonna go take a nap, and then I'm gonna get started on editing this video. So I guess that's it for this video. See you! Jökull and I hope you've enjoyed this video. To be notified about new content, please click subscribe. If you're new to the channel, I suggest you check out the introduction playlist. If you've enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up, and feel free to leave a comment.